It's time to mind your business with me, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in to find out how to mind your business with BEDC, special guest entrepreneurs, industry experts, and more. Brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here. Welcome to Mind Your Business. So I'm your host, Jamillah Lodge, and of course we've met each other because you are in our summer student entrepreneurship program. So I'm going to be asking you some questions about your experience, but first, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Nico Bean. I'm the owner of Flow by Nico. I create and sell acrylic pour paintings and Christmas ornaments, and I've been in business for about 2 years now.
Oh, excuse me, 2 years?
Yes.
So what made you decide that you wanted to start your own business?
Well, I've always loved art, and I've always been a hustler since I was young. When I was 10, I started washing cars around the neighborhood. I created flyers, put them in neighbors' mailboxes, and just, I've always liked having my own money and purchasing my own things.
Okay.
And yeah.
So you were meant for this entrepreneurial game, right?
Yes.
I love that. So you are perfect for our summer student entrepreneurship program. So when you were growing up, did you have entrepreneurs in your family that you kind of modeled your behavior after?
Yeah, I'd like to say my whole family are entrepreneurs. My mom, she owns her own business, 2 for 1 branding.
Shout out to 2 for 1.
Yeah, branding and marketing. My dad, he does karate. He had his own dojo at a point in time. Okay. And yeah, I've just come from a whole entrepreneurship background.
I love that. So you said 10 years old, you first decided that you were going to go ahead and make this hustle, as you said. So from your standpoint of starting Flow by Nico, how did you choose the arts? How did you decide that you were going to settle on that when you started washing cars? So how did you graduate to where you are now?
Well, like I said, I've always loved art. I've always had a passion for it. And during COVID time, when we were all stuck inside, I had a few canvases. My mom had some paints. I started experimenting. Before I started getting into acrylic pour art, I did some portraits, some more abstract art. And then I kept experimenting, found acrylic pour art. I started thinning out paints of water and then pouring them on canvases, and I just loved it ever since. And I've kept growing, expanding, doing different styles and techniques. And
yeah, I know. We met at the Summer Student Entrepreneurship Program launch, and you were describing the different mediums that you use or the different types of things. So can you talk a little bit about that? How do you determine you're going to use a marble versus paper towel? How do you do that creatively?
Yeah, so in acrylic pour art, there's all kinds of styles. And to achieve some of those styles, you must use everyday objects like combs, marbles, paper hand towels, beads, and hair blow dryers. For instance, marble pour, kind of pour paint on the canvas in pour the paints kind of close together, and then you put the marble and you roll around in the paint, and it gives it these unique lines. And then for with the hair blow dryer, it's called a Dutch pour. Kind of pour a line of paint in the canvas, and then use the hair blow dryer to blow it out, and the colors kind of blend and expand.
And these are all self-taught?
Oh, well, I have self-taught, but I've also looked online on how other people have done similar things, and I've tried it myself and built upon it.
Well, I take that as self-taught. Cause you didn't go to a school where they were step 1, step 2. You basically looked and was okay, I can do this. And I can attest your work is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
A beautiful job. So let's talk a little bit about your experience with the Summer Student Entrepreneurship Program. First, let me ask you, why did you decide to sign up to participate?
Well, my mom told me about the program, actually, and the minute she told me, I was like, I want this, I've been wanting to learn more about entrepreneurship. I've been wanting to grow my business and learn how to, market better and all of this stuff. And when my mom told me about it, I was like, okay, this is the program for me. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to settle down, hustle, learn more about entrepreneurship.
Yeah, for me, I'm you're past the hustle stage, right? This is a full-on business. And there's nothing wrong with having in-house marketing. Mom, shout out to mom. So now that you're in the program, the first week or 2, I think you spent kind of learning some of the fundamentals of entrepreneurship. Can you share a little bit about your experience during that?
Yeah, so the first week was more learning about entrepreneurship. The second week was more hands-on, growing the business. And I must say I've learned a lot. I've learned about how to finance. I've learned about more how to market my business, different strategies and stuff like that. With the other members in SSEP, I've just connected with them, networked with them. They're all like-minded, so they all or with you. They're going to support you, help you, give you ideas, you know.
The thing I think I like the most about this summer student entrepreneurship program is that for me, it's an opportunity for you to participate in some of our other programs. So if you've decided if this is the business, if Flow by Nico is the one that you're going to take to the next level and expand, then you do have the opportunity to participate in like our youth pitch competition that's coming up in November. We have a new partnership with the Global Atlantic Foundation, and they give $25,000 grants out to people who have graduated for our program. So now that you've participated in this, you have the opportunity to do those things and to further advance your business. So I'm really excited about that for you because I'm seeing you making these moves and it's really inspiring. So how old are you now?
I'm 14.
You're 14.
Yes.
What are your other 14-year-old friends doing while you are out here, you know, working and building your business?
Yeah, well, some of them packing groceries, you know, helping their parents in their businesses.
Okay, so they have businesses too?
Well, their parents do.
Okay,
but
got you.
They're kind of like helping them.
Okay.
You know, working for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes as we get older, people say that entrepreneurship or starting your own business or running your business can be lonely, right? Because I'm thinking that your friends are out, you know, maybe they're riding their bikes, maybe they're doing fun stuff during the summer. And you're like, I'm out here working this business, trying to make this money. So do you find that to be the case? Or are you have a circle of friends that are doing similar things? Just wondering what your experience.
I do have a circle that do similar things, and then I do have a circle more on like the fun side. For instance, last night when I was selling my work at Harbor Nights, like a group of my friends came over. They were enjoying themselves. But yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think it's important to have that kind of, I don't know, connectivity or have a circle that you can kind of share your ideas with and bounce your ideas off with as well. And there are 8 other students, I think, in the Summer Student Entrepreneurship Program with you. And how has that experience been for you, like working with them or meeting them? How has that been?
Yeah, like I said, it's been great. Like, we've networked, connected, helped spread ideas. One member, actually, Marcus Rewan, he owns Special Misfits, clothing, apparel, jewelry. He's actually wanted to do a collab. I'm not going to say much because we're still in the talking.
Okay, you heard it here first, people.
Still in the talking phases. But yeah, I've definitely connected. They've shared ideas with me. I've shared ideas with them. You know, it's been great.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to hear more about that. And that is part of it, right? We want you to make those connections and partnerships. And however you can scale your business or make it grow, we're all on board for that. So the other question I wanted to ask you is, what do you ultimately see for Flow by Nico? Like, what do you want it to be?
So in about 5 years' time, I'd say I want to be able to constantly create and sell products online. So this summer, I'm looking to take the faces of my paintings and put them on notebooks and phone cases and sell them on Etsy. I want to be able to just have a steady income from that. I want to get known out there by the community, big names, you know. I want to just perfect my acrylic pour techniques and just be able to, you know, create beautiful artworks. I want happy customers to have my paintings and ornaments up in their houses, on their walls, you know, share feedback, and
I think it's perfect that you have ornaments because now we're approaching already. I know it's summer, but you know, it's never too early to start. Exactly.
But I like to tell people, the ornaments aren't just meant for Christmas trees. I've had customers that like to put them up around their houses. Okay. And I always tell people a great spot to put them is on their car rearview mirrors, because if you see in Bermuda, you'll always see people with something on their car rearview mirrors. And I like to tell people it's a perfect spot for them.
Okay, look at you, maximizing where these things can go, because they really are beautiful. Thank you. I think, look, right, we're nearing cut match, so you know what that means.
Oh, I have my colors already. I haven't posted on Instagram yet. That'll come soon. Yeah. But last night was actually my first night showing my ornaments at Harbor Nights. Okay. I have red and blue, blue and blue. Shout out to all Somerset red and blue.
I'm with you on that. So in terms of how people can find your products, right? You mentioned Harbor Nights, so I would imagine you're going to continue to do that while you're in the program. But we also have a spot in Washington Mall. Can you talk a little bit about that and encourage people?
I've been at Washington Mall, and going forward, I'm looking to be there every Friday and Saturday, some Thursdays as well. And you can just find my stuff on Instagram at Flow by Nico, FOOWBYNITO. And this summer, I'm also looking to create a website and just showcase my whole collection there. Because on my Instagram, it doesn't have all of my artwork. It has most of it.
Okay.
But I want to be able to showcase my whole collection, my ornaments, my notebooks and phone cases, ultimately all on my website.
So do you do like custom orders?
Yeah, so I do take commissions.
Okay.
So if someone wants a certain size, color, or style, I can make that happen. I can do all types of objects. It doesn't just have to be paintings or Christmas ornaments. I've also done a skateboard.
I saw that.
Yes.
That was wicked.
Thank you.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so my skateboards, they're meant for wall art, but you can put the wheels on them.
back on them.
Yep, and you can ride them.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, okay, I see. If you want something that's unique and specific to you, why not, right?
Yeah.
That's what art is anyway. But I love the way that you thought about ways to maximize the reach of your art, because, you know, you buy a painting, it's on your wall, but if you put it on like a notebook or a phone case, now it's with you and you're taking it everywhere. People are seeing it and all of that. So did you think about that on was that all you, or did mom have any?
So it actually was. I was thinking about how could I take my business to the next level, and I thought merchandise would be a great way, you know. I've thought of like clothes and hats. That'll maybe come in the future. For now, it's notebooks and phone cases.
Okay.
But
I'm looking at your kicks. I'm like, hey, you can do
I've thought about that too,
Yeah, we actually had in one of our programs, we had a summer student that did. She did custom kicks, so she would take the Air Force Ones and paint them and do different things.
I've seen that.
Yeah. And because now it's yours. It's nobody else has them. It's like one of one. And I think nowadays that's important to people, right? With fast fashion and everything. They're like, well, how can I stand out? How can I look different? And so as an artist, you have the tools to help them to do that. So it's exciting. I'm excited for you. I love talking with you because you seem so like laser focused on what it is that you want to do and what you want to achieve. And I'm just happy that BDC can help you along that road. And like I said, there are other opportunities for you to even do more, to grow the business even more. And I did mention this to you at the open house, but we have this Etsy version locally. It's called bybermuda.com or bybermuda.bm, and the whole idea is to create opportunities for vendors or small businesses like you who don't necessarily have an online presence to have that online presence.
I will be definitely on there.
I'm glad, because that's the whole reason why we created it. And so what it does is it takes away the cost that you would have. You know what I mean? For setting up the merchant account.
I've already looked on Amazon. Like it's pretty expensive to get your stuff up there.
It is.
You know?
And then the other thing that you have to think about too is because you're producing your art here, when people purchase it overseas, like we have to think about the shipping and how you're going to get it out and making sure you given any thought to that?
Yeah, I've thought about drop shipping.
Okay.
I'm still thinking about it, but it's looking like it's going to work out.
Okay.
But I haven't done as much research as I like to, so I'm definitely going to have to do some more research in the coming future.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see that as an option.
Okay. So let me ask you this. This is personally about you and your plan. So you are an entrepreneur. I can't imagine that you're going to be doing anything other than that. But on your journey in school, like what are the things that you're most interested in terms of your studies and your schooling? Like, do you have plans to pass high school and all that?
I definitely do. So I go to school at Summersfield Academy. So they have a diploma program. And if I stay all the way to what they call DP2, which is just the end of high school, I get my diploma. And I'm looking to go to school somewhere in the UK. I'm still thinking about it, but I want to definitely focus on art and design. I'm taking art in school currently.
Okay.
And I'm looking to take design next year. I can definitely see that as a future. I'm very artistic, creative. So
yeah, for sure. My son graduated from Summersville as well.
Okay,
and he's actually going to be at the University of Southampton. So I'm like on board with that course of action, because I feel like it gives you the opportunity to go through school quicker than you would if like maybe you went to the US or something like that. And then you actually get out and you can see what other people are doing and how they're doing it and all of that. But also I would encourage you to leverage the artistic outlets here too, because there is someone at BSOA, I think they have a show. Have you been?
Yeah, I've been in a jury show. Actually, I got selected for a jury show for my artwork. That happened a year or two ago.
Okay.
I haven't been in any yet this year. I'm looking more towards Christmas time though, for sure.
Okay. Well, I definitely can see you out there doing that. So once this program ends, then I'm certain that you have big things on the horizon for you. So if you could speak directly to a young entrepreneur, right? What are 3 things that you would probably say to them to encourage them to consider entrepreneurship?
Well, first of all, I'd say find what you love. If you're doing something you don't love, it's not worth it. Then I would say keep steady grinding, keep working hard towards the thing that you love, and thirdly, stay consistent. It's very important to stay consistent. I've noticed during school time, Summerfield, it's a lot of work. So it's been harder for me to stay consistent with posting on Instagram, which I'm definitely looking to post more this summer. But I see my notebooks and phone cases as a way that'll just be more online, so it'll be a little easier to stay consistent with that. But yeah, for sure, stay consistent in what you love. Keep that growth mindset. It's important to have a good mindset. That's what I've learned. Let your success make noise, Okay. Grow in silence, but let your success show. Let your success make noise. It's a great quote. I definitely butchered it. But yeah, definitely good mindset. Stay consistent. Do what you love.
Okay. You are on wisdom level 10 already, because it takes some people a long time to understand that, right? I think consistency is huge, right? Because especially here, so when people see your art and they're like, okay, now where can I find him now? Which is why I think the whole idea of you starting your own website is great, because it gives people a way to find you. So even if you're in school, if you have those products, like you said, they can still purchase. They can still have that touch point that I think is necessary for you to continue and consistently to grow your business, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So thank you so much. These are words of wisdom coming from a 14-year-old, right?
Yeah.
You never know, right? You have to be open minded, because you never know where that next learning or education is going to come from. And it seems like you got it all covered, Nico. So
thank you very much.
You're welcome. I wish you the utmost success. I know you're going to do great things and big things. And let me ask you this. In your wildest dream, what is Flow by Nico, once it grows all the way up?
Ooh, I never thought about this one, actually. Flow by Nico is an artist. He's an artist that owns an art business that sells acrylic pour paintings and Christmas ornaments, and unique, high quality merchandise, clothing, apparel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, see, you can give us some thought, because in my mind, for us, what we want to see businesses do, you start and grow. And right now, we would consider you like a solopreneur or a sole proprietor, right? It's you're the business. But then to be able to scale bigger and outside of Bermuda even, it requires you hiring people now, right? So do you envision getting to a point where you can hire some of your friends?
I do, actually. I envision managing the online aspect with the merchandise and having workers, maybe delivering, managing, packaging orders, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Look, he's trying to come take over the world, y'all. Watch out for Nico. So just remind people how they can get in touch with you if they're interested in purchasing something or if they just want to talk more to you, because I feel like you have it's such enthusiasm, it's infectious. And I think that is something that young people need to see. You can create your own. You can create an opportunity.
You're never too young for something, Yeah.
You're never too young, especially when you have the support. And is there anyone on your team that you would like to shout out to who has helped you along this journey?
For sure, I'd shout out my mom and my grandmother for sure. My mom, she's helped me more on the business side, helped me about branding, marketing. She's helped me with some of my designs, my logo. Shout out to my mom. That was from her. And my grandmother, for sure, shout out to her. She's helped me get kick-started. When I first started 2 years ago, I I created some paintings, sent her some pictures. She put it on her church WhatsApp group, and she just helped me get my paintings out to her friends, some people she knew. And then that's kind of what helped me keep going, because I noticed that people like my artwork. So I was like, okay, people like it. Let me make some more, see what they think, keep developing, growing, expanding. So, yeah, shout out to my mom and grandmother.
All right. Sure. Shout out, ladies. Strong, powerful women who have had an impact on you. And I wanted to just piggyback off of something you said in terms of validation or understanding that there was a want or demand for your product. Because sometimes I think as entrepreneurs, we're like, I like it, so that means everybody else is going to like it, which is not necessarily the case, right? And so the fact that your grandmother was able to help to validate that there are people out here that will actually pay you if you create this art, I think is great. The other thing that I think is great about you, Nico, is that you seem to have merged the artistic component with the business component. It can sometimes be difficult for some people who are artists, right? They're like, no, I only want to paint sunsets. So I'm not taking any orders. No, like if it's not a sunset, I am not doing it. But you seem to be like, I like art, but if you want me to do that, I can do
it
that.
For you,
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of acrylic pour artists, they stick to one certain style, but I do multiple, Like I have something for everybody, I like to say.
Okay. And it still gives you that creative outlet, right? But at the end of the day, as an artist, you don't have to be starving, right? Yeah. Unless you really want to. You can eat good and still make beautiful things. So you've already arrived at that notion. So I'm looking forward to seeing where you go from here. It's really exciting to watch, actually. So I'm very pleased. Make sure you find him at Washington Mall on Fridays and Saturdays.
Yes.
At Harbor Nights on Wednesdays.
On Wednesday, and on Instagram at Flow by Nico, like I said. Also, if you want to contact me via email, flowbynico@gmail.com. Really simple.
All right now. Well, thank you so much for coming on Mind Your Business. We've minded our business
Thanks
today.
For having me, yes.
And remember, if you don't mind your business, who will? Thanks for tuning in to Mind Your Business with me, your host, Jamillah Lodge. Tune in next week, Thursday at 4 p.m. because if you don't mind your business, who will? Mind Your Business is brought to you by BEDC. Bermuda Business starts here.